By now, you all know about direct and indirect speech. So, in a direct speech, a sentence reads like, Ankita said to Ravi, I took your pen yesterday. Now, this sentence, if written in indirect speech, would be, Ankita told Ravi that she had taken his pen the previous day. So, what do we see here? Said to becomes told. Then we have a conjunction that added in the indirect speech. Also, I becomes she, your becomes his, took becomes had taken, and yesterday becomes the previous day. So what are the changes that take place? First, we have the change in the reporting verb, then addition of this conjunction, change in pronoun, tense, modal if there's any, and also change in some special words. So all these are the different changes that we have to keep in mind while we are converting a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech. Now, given these rules, we are going to learn some more about the conversion today. Mother said to Tom, "What are you doing?" Now here, what do we see? This is a question being asked by mother to Tom. So, how do we write it in the indirect speech? We shall write, mother asked Tom what he was doing. So, what have we done? Since it is a question which is being asked by mother to Tom, so said to becomes asked. So, the first change takes place in the reporting verb. Then, we do not need the conjunction that in this case. Why? Because here we have a question that is being changed. So immediately after Tom, we write the question word what. After that, you see, we have are you doing? So that becomes he was doing. So the subject comes at the beginning. Now you here refers to Tom. So Tom is a masculine gender. Therefore, we write he instead of you, and are doing changes to was doing, that we all know. So, in this case, the subject comes first, followed by the verb. So, unlike in the question itself where the subject comes between the two parts of the verb. So, our final sentence reads, mother asked Tom what he was doing. Where is the sickle? Said the gardener. Once again, a question is being asked. Now, who is asking the question? The gardener. But to whom? That is not mentioned. So, how are we going to write this sentence in indirect speech? We are going to say, the gardener inquired where the sickle was. So, here we have used a new reporting verb, inquired. When you are inquiring about something, then this is the reporting verb that is commonly used. So, after this, once again, what do we have? The question word is where. So, we mentioned that. Now, in this case, the sickle is the subject. So, the subject sickle is mentioned, then the verb. So, it becomes was. So, the final sentence is, the gardener inquired where the sickle was. The boy asked the old shopkeeper, do you have candies? Now, this question, do you have candies, can have two answers, either yes or no. So, how do we write such a question in indirect speech? You will note that we use a special word. What is that? Whether. So, the sentence is, the boy asked the old shopkeeper whether he had candies. So, here asked is already given. So, this part remains the same. After that, before adding anything, we add the conjunction whether. Now, we could have also written the conjunction if instead of whether. The meaning would have been the same. Then, he had candies. So do you have candies? Once again it is a question. So we have to put the subject at the first while writing it in the indirect speech. Now you here refers to the old shopkeeper. So we consider that he is a man. Then this will become he. And have candies. So have becomes had. The change in tense takes place. And then candies. So the final sentence is the boy asked the old shopkeeper if or whether he had candies. Neetu anxiously asked, have you seen a blue file? Once again you see, here we have the verb have, but the answer to this question can be given as yes or no. So even in this case, we shall use the conjunction if or whether. So how are we going to write it in the indirect speech? So in indirect speech, we are going to write Neetu anxiously inquired if I had seen a blue file. Now we have to understand this very carefully. First, we already had this reporting verb asked, but we have changed it to inquired. Why? Because after asked, usually we need to mention the person being asked, but here we are not given to whom Neetu is asking this question. So we have mentioned the reporting verb inquired. Now with inquired, it is not necessary to mention who is being asked or inquired. After that, what do you see? Have you seen a blue file? Can be answered in yes or no. So we have mentioned the conjunction if. We could have also used the conjunction whether in this case. Now since the person being asked is not mentioned, we are free to choose whoever we want to as our you. So if I say Neetu is asking me, then this you will become I. So if I had seen a blue file, you could have also written if he had seen a blue file or if she had seen a blue file. So in this case, the you is unknown. Hence, we are free to choose a pronoun of our choice. And after that, have seen will become had seen. And you note the subject comes before the verb and then the rest of the sentence follows. So the final sentence is, Neetu anxiously inquired if or whether I had seen a blue file. I could have been he, she, they, anything. Grandmother said to Fred, will you come along with me for a walk? Now once again a question is being asked where it is possible to have an answer in yes or no. So we are going to add the conjunction if or whether in this case as well. So what will happen? Grandmother asked Fred if or whether you. Now who is this you? Fred. So you will become he. Will become would. For come, we know this changes to go in indirect speech. Come along with me. Now who is this me? Grandmother. So this will become her for a walk. So our final sentence is, grandmother asked Fred if he would go along with her for a walk. So be very careful and change each of them one by one so that you do not miss any of the changes that take place in this conversion. So first you have to look for the reporting verb, choose the appropriate one, then see if the question answers in yes or no, you add if or whether. After that, the pronoun. Then if you have a special word like come, then it will change to go, and finally you put in the rest of the sentence. I said to my father, You are flying to Bangkok in May, aren't you? Now, this is also a question. If I simply say you are flying to Bangkok in May, this one looks like a statement. But this part, aren't you, is a question tag, and as soon as I join this question tag to the rest of the sentence, it becomes a question, which can again be answered in yes or no. So we are going to use the conjunction if or whether in this case as well. So what will be our sentence in the indirect speech? I asked my father if he was flying to Bangkok in May. So said to becomes asked because a question has been asked. You refers to my father. So we write he, then are flying becomes was flying to Bangkok in May remains the same. So this part, aren't you, is not converted in the indirect speech. We simply omit this part. So remember, whenever you have such question tags, they are not written in the indirect speech. So what did we learn today? Today we learned about how to convert questions in direct speech to indirect speech, and while doing so, we have seen that we need to use the appropriate reporting verb. We have to be careful about what type of questions are being asked. Accordingly, we will have to make the changes. If the question answers in yes or no, we need to include the conjunction if or whether. Also, be careful of the position of the subject and verb. And apart from that, the other rules of conversion will remain the same. Now, I hope conversion of questions from direct to indirect speech will not be much of a problem to you. You can take up as many examples as possible and practice them regularly to master them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at deltastep.com or download the DeltaStep app to get all learning resources as per ICSE, CBSE, IB, Cambridge or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures across maths, science, English and social science. Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged, and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis along with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve your slightest of doubts. That's not all. You can also win amazing prizes like PlayStation, iPad, watches and many more along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.